I felt a lump in my breast in the shower in late 2023. And I was hesitant to get an to get an ultrasound. Not an ultrasound. I always had the ultrasound, but I just did not want my breast smashed. I didn't want the radiation done. And so for me, I was trying to tell myself, well, I have fibrocystic breast. It's probably just a lump. It'll go away. And it didn't. And it actually grew. I started to feel more lumps in my right breast, and one actually began to grow on the outside of my breast. So I said, okay, now I need to get something done. And I actually had a HER scan done. And it came back saying that there were some areas of concern, and I did need to go seek further medical attention. So I did. At that point, I was told that it was very serious. It was the C word after having a biopsy. And I had to have a scan done after that. So this is March of 2024 now. By April 10th, I had a PET scan and the results, which showed that it had metastasized in 9 different areas of my body. And I can't prove it, but I felt things move after that first biopsy in my breast. Um, I know mine was probably from just holding emotions over the years, not dealing with stress properly. And I didn't want to do the standard of care. And then I was told I couldn't anyway. They said, you're not a candidate for surgery, you're not a candidate for radiation, and you're not a candidate for chemotherapy. What we can do is prescribe medication to block your estrogen and medication to slow the growth. And maybe you can live 2 to 6 years. So I took that information, never cried. I just had a peace. I always say that God gave me that peace that goes beyond all understanding. And I took that peace. I didn't have a problem. I had decisions to make and things to do. And so with that information, I prayed, and I just feel like God led me from one step to the next. I got a second opinion, I got a third opinion, and I got a fourth opinion. When I was at the doctor's office for my fourth opinion, the nurse there saw the look on my face. I was distraught, I was frustrated, um, and I just needed to know what to do next. So she whispered in my ear, she said, there's something that you deserve to know about, and it's a conflict of interest. So I can't talk to you about it here, but would you be willing to hear more about it? And I said, absolutely. So um, later, after that appointment, I found out about ASEA. And when I heard about the technology and watched the video, I was so excited because I just knew that it could help me. I just knew it. Um, so then I had someone in my upline offer to give me a bottle after I placed my order, so that I could begin drinking the molecules immediately and I could start using the gel. And that evening, I tried 2 ounces at her house, and I did say, oh, it tastes like pool water, but I can deal with that. And I said, that beats any other type of invasive treatment that could be harmful. So what's drinking pool water? So I drank the 2 ounces. I'm driving home. I was super excited. I had a pouch. I said, oh, let me sip a little more. By the time I got home, I had hives. I looked in the mirror and I was a mess. So I wasn't afraid. I just knew. I said, I'm detoxing, and I'm detoxing hard. This stuff works. And I just continued to drink it day after day until I got up to 16 ounces a day. And it took me several weeks because it was really working on me, but I was super excited. Also, backing up that night, I put the gel on that growth on my breast, And I had tried so many things on that growth and it didn't budge. I even did castor oil packs, all sorts of things. And I felt moisturized, but that was it. So the next morning, I wake up and that growth had completely flattened. And this was a growth that you could see through my bra and through my shirt. So I knew I was on the right track. I was so excited. I continued to drink the ASEA, but I must say that for a time before I found out about the redox molecules, I did try the medication. I could not continue with it. It made me so sick. I said, how can I have a quality of life and you're trying to slow this down when I can't do anything? All I could do was stay home. I continued to work full time, but I was miserable. And I said, there's got to be a better way. So I made the decision to stop the medication. I don't recommend that to anybody. And I did not share that with my doctor. I continued to drink the ASEA. Um, and I had a scan July 11th. I began to drink the ASEA on June 1st. July 11th, that scan showed that it was now only left in 4 areas of my body instead of 9. So I just continued to drink, continued to drink. I was super excited. By October 23rd, I had a PET scan and it was black. Nothing lit up. No areas of concern. My blood work was perfect. And I'm just super excited. I give all glory to God for leading me to ASEA. I'll never stop drinking ASEA. And I'm just super excited about the product.